Here we go.
Are you an inverted guy, Scott?
No.
All right, you'll need to switch it back then from mine.
One of those.
This is about an hour into the campaign.
Okay. How's everybody doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Trying to keep warm in here. It's a little
I know,
chilly.
we're already bundled up.
It's tough. It's tough. All right, so you reviewed Call of Duty Ghosts for IGN.
I did.
You like the game a lot.
I did.
Have you spent much time with the Xbox One version?
Yes, at the review event, I played a lot. I haven't played much of it since.
I think it's still Dan signed in here.
Okay.
So we should,
Let me see if I can...
yeah. Oh, no, it's me. Well, let's sign Dan out anyway if you go up top.
Go.
Just scroll over and sign him out.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Bye, Dan.
Oh, that's so sad.
Even his avatar was sad.
Yeah, so this is my first real opportunity to play with the Xbox One version since the review event. So you wanted to do campaign then?
What's that?
You're mostly interested in showing off campaign, or we can do squads?
Whatever you feel would be best to show. I know you were pretty excited about squads mode, right?
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah,
squads
I'd like
is...
to take a look at that.
Yeah, so squads is basically an offline variant of multiplayer, but it also adds some cool asynchronous and even real-time multiplayer elements to it. So as part of the new create a class system, you can create 10 unique soldiers and create the a unique look for each of them, give them names, and even 5 or I think maybe 6 unique classes for each. And with that, you can either challenge other people's squads or have or they can challenge yours. And it's part of this kind of like offline asynchronous experience where you can kind of compete with friends even though they're not online necessarily. So I guess we could do local play. But you can also do traditional like deathmatch style things with just like you and by yourself. And then of course there's like a wave defense mode where you can just fight off hordes and hordes of AI players. So once we get going here, oddly enough, it doesn't use the impulse triggers, which is a little bit of a disappointment. I've yet to see a shooter that takes advantage of them. Hopefully, either Ghosts or another shooter will be updated in the
Surely
future.
Titanfall.
Yeah. I mean,
Hopefully.
we'll see. But obviously the experience on Forza and other games is pretty exciting. I was just actually playing some Forza a little earlier.
This feels like it shouldn't be taking this long.
No, I don't know what's happening here.
Hasn't frozen up, has it?
I hope not. That would be a bummer.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go. That's okay.
Yeah, we don't care.
So yeah, you get access to all of the different maps that are available. I think my favorite is Octane. It takes place in a kind of bombed out and depleted Las Vegas. There's even a strip club if you're into that sort of thing.
Every game's got a strip club.
Oh yeah, it's the hot new thing these days. So we can choose here. Safeguard is basically the kind of wave defense version, so I want to keep all that stuff normal. And there we go. So this is the Create a Soldier system, so this is how you can, this character is automatically named Hampton, and like these are kind of populated on their own. But you have each of these other soldiers to choose from as well for your squad. And they'll fight with you as you fight off waves. So go ahead and get it started. Enough menu boringness. Let's just go straight into it.
Those hot menus.
Yeah.
Next-gen menus.
Some pretty hot 1080p menus there.
Well, I guess upscaled in this case.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yep. Hey, still 1080.
That's right.
as we're frequently reminded. So yeah. Safeguard is a little more traditional in terms of the Call of Duty map design. It's some 3-way kind of alleyways on all of them. And you start off with a pistol. Oh, you are inverted. You silly man.
Earlier it was the entire room full of
we were all
inverted
inverted
players. So. I'm not alone. That's
I don't know.
all I'm saying.
Am I the minority in this case?
No,
I don't know.
I think it's probably. I wonder. I know we studied. In Britain they studied 11,000 kids.
Yeah.
I think we should do some sort of mass survey of our inverted people.
Well, we were talking about the Xbox 360 had a setting on
Yeah,
it.
the universal
So surely
setting.
Microsoft has data on how many of their players
Right.
Right, you would
played
think so.
inverted.
Yeah, I wonder if I am in the minority. I don't know. I've
can't
encountered.
imagine.
I don't think you are.
I think we are. I'm always looked at like I have a third eye when I tell some developer or something that I play inverted.
So
What?
I actually had this wrong. Safeguard, when you're playing by yourself and you don't have friends playing co-op with you, you're on your own. In this case, I'm just fighting off waves of people. And in the beginning, as you saw, I was actually, there's like perks or score streaks rather, scattered around the map that I had to pick up. Oh, no, I'm down. Oh, this might be the shortest map round ever.
I believe in you, Scott.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bleed out slowly and surely. Come here, come here. What is that?
So you don't get like a second wind like in.
So when you have
Borderlands.
other people and you're not like all super lonely like me right now, you can have people pick you up.
Luke Chapman asks, is squads a good way to become better at multiplayer, or are the two experiences too different?
So it's actually a really good way to practice. The AI, they've talked a lot about how they've cranked up the AI and made them a little more human-like. In this case, they'll strafe a lot. They'll drop shot you a little, like get down on the ground and move in a lot of ways like a human player and very aggressively. So it's not so. You could definitely tell after a while that it's not a human player, because human players are completely unpredictable, and in any given match, it's like everyone's got a different play style, whereas the bots are a little more like they follow a more predictable route. But at the same time, it still can be pretty challenging. They're very quick. They're very good shots, and you can ramp up the difficulty. So it's definitely a great way to familiarize, and more importantly, like all of the achievements or stats that you rake up here will be carried over to the multiplayer experience. It's a kind of shared system. As far as I don't believe it contributes to your kill-death ratio or anything like that, but as far as like your unlocks and gaining points and stuff like that, you definitely have access to all of that. So let me see if I can get this perk over, or the score streak over here, because it is my favorite, the Helo Scout, which basically allows you to hover around the map in a sniper chopper. Let me see if I can do that for you now. So yeah, in this, you actually have control over the motion of the chopper. You can move around the map, you snipe off enemies from the chopper. You have a very high-powered sniper rifle, so let's see if I can land a kill right now. Where'd you go?
Nice.
Yeah. So you, this lasts for a very short time and is really difficult to, it's kind of balanced in that you have to reload frequently, you have a very brief time in the chopper, and you can be shot out of the chopper. So if, this was a human player match, you would get a lot of people trying to shoot you out or rocket you down, so. Awful.
Jordan Simro asks if playing a first-person shooter on the new controller feels significantly different.
Obviously there's the visual experience it's a huge upgrade, even for a game like Call of Duty, which isn't exactly known for its huge leaps and bounds in graphics. The experience is definitely better. Like, one of the things I've noticed going from current gen and next gen is, for shooters in particular, it's much easier to identify characters outside of the environment over next gen, or current gen, because or I guess that's not even true anymore.
New gen.
Last gen. So on Xbox 360 and PS3, you have, the textures kind of blend together and it's hard to identify players, whereas, on next gen, they really stand out and you can, yeah.
I think Jordan was specifically curious about the controller.
Oh, sorry.
How the controller feels.
So the controller itself,
shooters.
if you were a big fan of the Xbox 360 controller, like, this is very, very familiar. They've made some tweaks to the triggers and shoulder buttons, which I think is a bit, contentious in terms of whether it's an upgrade or a downgrade, but I personally enjoy them quite a bit. I think they have a nice fluid nature to them, because they're very springy, but they also kind of blend with the frame of the controller, which is really nice. And the shoulder buttons have a nice distinctive click to them.
I think, well, you mentioned earlier, Scott, I think once we see a major first-person game,
Yeah.
put the impulse triggers to good use and do some cool like rumble stuff in a shooter, it could be really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, because the tech demo we saw at the May 21st reveal was like very cool. Like they had like a demonstration of how the rumble could be dynamically changed over time to show like the different like kind of kickback of guns and whatnot.
Right.
So pretty interesting stuff there. So I guess we could check out some of the single player stuff. Yeah. You said you were a few hours into it.
Yeah, just first hour, because it's
Yeah.
about what 5 or 6 hours or so. Typically on
You can
normal?
go through it pretty fast. I ended up going a lot longer because I was, I was playing at the normal or high difficulty, and I was also like exploring a lot of the maps. The level design of the campaign is very interesting. It's not nearly as kind of linear as some of the earlier games. It certainly guides you, but there's a lot of different pathways you can take, which is a little different. So should I just jump into where you were?
I would
or?
just resume it. Yeah, let's just pick up.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything too super spoilery in the first couple of hours, so. But I really love what they've done here with these loading graphics. I don't know who they used for the animations, but they're very macabre and like kind of cool. And then the voice that they used for the primary narrator is Brandon Routh, who is, of course, from Smallville. Yeah, Superman.
Superman? Ralph was Superman Returns Superman.
Yeah.
Tom Welling was Smallville.
Oh, sorry.
Greg Miller somewhere is his
Freaking
brain
out.
is
rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
melting down.
Yeah, my bad. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I'll fight Greg Miller about that.
I would pay to see that,
Yeah.
actually.
He's a little taller than me.
He's bigger than you are.
Yeah, he's a little.
You're
And
a
he- and he
little more
fights-
cut than he is, though.
Fights dirty though.
I don't know if I would be.
He's gonna like bite and pull your hair.
Yeah.
So this is the baseball stadium in San Diego.
Yeah.
That's where I left off.
What happened here?
Oh man.
Yeah,
a missile strike, right?
Missiles have basically been used against us, orbital missiles,
Yeah.
and we've been invaded. So America is very much on the defensive here.
Yeah. So this is kind of a base camp for the enemy faction known as the Federation. It's a federation of South American nations who are oil rich and resource heavy, and the United States at this point is still well equipped, but at the time, there's we're still kind of on the outs a little bit. We don't have a ton at our disposal in this scenario. So did we get any audio? So I'm not exactly sure when they're telling us to shoot people, but I might as well give it a shot.
It says we're not loaded
Oh.
on our 50 cal there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I tried to turn on subtitles to see if that would offer some cues.
they're on. Bullpen.
Okay.
Got something on the
There we go.
second floor right above home plate.
Supposed to be searching around because we're
Right above home plate, huh?
Yeah.
That's the dugout.
So you should.
Like the other way, because that's the outfield.
This is my sports knowledge at play.
Somewhere over here, yeah.
Yeah.
Above home plate.
Oh, okay. He's in the box. I remember now.
There we go.
There we go. So our friendly ghost is getting pummeled in the face.
Oh,
But yeah, this is kind of a cool use of like military tech here. This is what we're using right now is a remote sniper rifle, which will come into play later in the level, where you can remotely pick off enemies as you're making your daring escape. So yeah, like here you can see like even though it's not, it's by no means the most advanced graphics, there's definitely been some major improvements to the Call of Duty engine, which if you compare them side by side is, it's obviously much better on Xbox One over Xbox 360.
no, I disagree. I don't think this game's that good looking.
Over Xbox 360?
Just at all.
Just in general.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's my thing is like they lack a lot of maybe some of the kind of cinematic effects. Oh, I'm not hitting any of these guys. Well. All right. A lot of the detail, I think, goes into the models of the weapons and whatnot, as opposed to some of the more kind of cinematic effects, like the lighting is, not so great. This is one of the better examples, but it doesn't have a lot of that kind of Frostbite feel.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Black Ops 1 was the last really, really pretty Call of Duty game, and for me, they've been kind of taking visual Like the engine has aged pretty badly in my eyes the
Yeah.
last 2 or 3 years.
I've asked this, a few people because, one of the interesting things to see will be how Titanfall compares, because obviously they're using a very similar kind of, maybe not the exact same engine, obviously,
Right, that's off source, but an older tech, older fundamental tech.
I mean, they've definitely done some cool stuff with it, but I'm wondering, what kind of perception that will be with the community, because it is a very cool, very pretty game, but I think it does have a kind of a similar vibe in terms of running on an older tech.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Got your loyal dog here.
Let the dog blow the charge. Put the nose on the button. I want that. That's next gen.
Yeah. Yeah, shooting. It wouldn't be a Call of Duty game if you weren't shooting people from a moving car.
That's true. Nice stage dive there.
Yeah.
This is the most intense action San Diego baseball fans have seen on a baseball field in many years.
Zing!
Hey-o!
My sports deficient brain tells me that's funny.
I just got to visit Petco Park in San Diego for the first time, right at the last week of the season. It's a beautiful ballpark. I had a great time. And actually, the concourse kind of, like the field itself didn't really look like Petco, but this concourse kind of does. It's open air.
Yeah, they did a lot of interesting stuff with their with the modeling of the environments. Like they've taken environments out of Los Angeles and South America. There's a lot of pretty lush environments, especially when you get into some of the jungle maps.
I know, Scott, you'd because obviously Call of Duty's been in the fanboy wars of 2013. It's been a huge point of contention.
Yeah.
Obviously, both versions are great, but it seems like in your review, from your experience, so PS4 gets 1080p.
Yep.
Xbox One 720p. But in your experience, you had said that smoother overall frame rate here on Xbox.
Yeah, so I've noticed, on the PS4 version, I noticed a lot of frame rate hiccups or not a lot, but occasional on the campaign, whereas multiplayer is a lot smoother. Whereas this runs a little more stably, but again, you kind of lose some of that detail.
Right.
I mean, upscaled, it still looks great, but if you really have an eye for that kind of thing, and I certainly do, I am a total resolution nerd at this point. I think it is noticeable, even if maybe not for the casual consumer, but if you are a visuals kind of person, you'll definitely pick up on some slight nuance there. But overall, I think both. The cool thing about Call of Duty, and it's both its biggest limiting factors and also one of its biggest strengths is that it is really kind of a ubiquitous experience across all of the platforms.
Right.
The only variation you really get here is the ability to have 18-player matches, which were eliminated from last gen. We
got to figure this out real quick.
I'm shooting my allies here. I'm but yeah, it's one of those things you got to get rid of, kind of get rid of that practice. But yeah, so anyways, you do lose that higher player count on current gen or Xbox 360 and PS3, but you get the character customization, you get the dynamic maps. All of that is preserved, so they've done a really good job of preserving the experience, regardless of what version you play. And in fact, if you play within a console family, if you play on PlayStation 3 and then go to PlayStation 4, your stats carry over, your characters, all that.
Same on Xbox, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's both that side. Sorry. Which is really cool because it uses that unified Call of Duty login, and so it really makes it easy for people to not if they really want to play and they don't want to lose all their progress, in a couple months when they decide to upgrade to next gen or Xbox 360 or Xbox One or PS4. There's no penalty for doing that.
Yeah,
which is
cool.
No,
that's good customer service there.
So yeah, here we use the remote sniper again because we're on the other side of this door and these guys are ready for us. I'm just gonna
drop it like it's hot.
Damn.
Guys, yeah. And there are other kind of remote scenarios where you use remote tech. Riley's
Where, Riley?
in this thing. But yeah, you control remote drones.
Woof, bro.
I really hope they subtitled that. Woof.
Where is he?
Um,
I don't know what he is. Riley's got his set.
Yeah, so there's some cool environments here. In the beginning, in the prelude, you're in space. You're in some space fights.
Yep.
Which just coming off of the wave of Gravity, the movie, I was very excited about that, like zero-G shootouts and all that. So.
Clear those RPGs.
Excuse me, remote sniper again.
I love that the antenna goes up.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
You don't see antennas much anymore.
It's true.
Needs to bring back the antennas in smartphones and tablets.
So yeah, they died right when the iPhone killed them, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, there's also some cool stuff on the like a free downloadable map. It's the dynamic events are a little kind of disparate. Like sometimes there are small little things where you can drop a gate or a trap on somebody in multiplayer experience, but in others you can do kind of wide kind of map, just totally leveling a map in a way. So like in this case, there's a multiplayer map based on this level where you can basically call in a missile strike and it'll just level the entire thing.
Making the streams with it, yeah. Let her go.
Yeah, the scouting things.
How is Riley not affected by the gas?
Riley's wearing a gas mask.
Oh, good. We got a muzzle mask.
That would be
Gas
amazing
muzzle.
if they strapped a gas mask to the dog. Riley is not in multiplayer, but like a model based on it is, and you can call him this guard dog that follows you around and will bark when enemies are nearby.
That's awesome.
And seek them out. Bobby is not a big fan.
No.
He gets real mad. He says, in his own words, Riley doesn't do anything for me. So, but I personally think it's a useful little tool. Not really contributing to my team's effort here.
You're getting it done.
I'm shooting at them, not the enemies. I got a grenade launcher. I didn't know that.
Yes. Put it to work.
Yeah.
Oh! So yeah, like it lacks a lot of the destructibility and a lot of that environmental experience is lacking. But I do think there is some benefit here in like the detail of the weapons. Like the weapon modeling in this game is just incredible. Like the little finite details you can see on them. But yeah, so far I really enjoyed the new Xbox One gamepad for shooters. It's the sticks are a little smaller in terms of surface area. The pivot is a little hard to get used to on the sticks, but otherwise,
I found it. I mean, they are different, but I didn't really feel. It just felt very natural to me.
yeah, they definitely feel a little like looser, and they have a little more range of motion, which is nice.
Yeah. I like the new grips around the edge.
Yeah, the fact that there's no it's just the small details, but like the absence of the screws on the bottom, like there's no holes for any of the screws. It just feels like one solid piece. There is like one dividing line, but that's it. It doesn't really, you can't really feel it. They did a really good job on this controller.
It's too bad you can't use that pitching machine to bean guys.
Right? Although let's be honest, I would have no ability to use it. Man, I'm gonna get through this eventually.
I believe in you, Scott.
Yeah. I need to stop running around and paying attention to Riley. He's also using weird button layouts. I go tactical,
Default!
man.
What do you that's default?
Tactical is the way to go.
Gosh, you default people.
No, tactical is the way to do it because you're more likely to, slide. The knee slide is my favorite, by the way. Sliding around here. You're more likely to slide or go prone than you are to knife someone in most cases, unless you're particularly fond of the knife.
I'm pretty knife happy in Call of Duty, I gotta
Yeah,
say.
I mean the knife is really gratifying now because they have that new animation.
San Diego Tsunami is their fictional baseball team.
Yeah.
Is that a plural? Is tsunami the plural for tsunami?
I think so.
Or if you're a Howard Stern
We've had a
fan,
record
listen to
number of tsunami this
George
year.
Takei at Tsunami.
Oh my.
Tsunami. To pronounce that T, tsunami. Oh my.
Sniff him out, Riley.
I wish there were literally a button where you could wave sausages or jerky or something. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
It's funny how like big of a deal the dog has become, like in terms of memes and this association with this game. It's like, oh, Call of Duty dog.
At Call of Duty.
Yep. All right, got the grenade launcher in a closed space. That seems like a great
Good
idea.
plan.
Yeah, yeah. Never gone wrong.
Can't stand here.
Nope. Oh.
Jeez.
Knife. Yeah, there's some pretty
looks
brutal moments in this game. I'm sorry, Damon, what were you going to say?
This looks pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, turn out all the lights, the game looks pretty.
You definitely get like a benefit of going Xbox One or PS4. Like it's definitely not the same game. It's hard to see in like internet videos because you're looking at a tiny little screen there. But yeah, in person on a big TV, it definitely has. Oh, I'm just gonna slow motion shoot some guys. Oh, this guy's dual wielding.
Look at you.
You got your.
Yeah, drop them.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
I was too busy.
Like, I don't even need these anymore.
Yeah. Can't get more bullets.
Ajax! How is he?
Character's name's Ajax. Like the cleaning squad.
Son of a bitch. Hang in there, Ajax. Hang in. It was Rourke. He's...
Stop shining that in my face.
We'll get our friend Mr. Clean to come help you.
Come on, hang in there, Ajax.
Grenade launcher.
He's gone.
Riley.
Damn it.
Riley's upset.
No.
Merrick, you gotta look at this. Get him ready to move.
Flares.
It's a kill list. Rourke's targeting ghosts. Well, who the hell is Rourke? No time to explain, kid. We're coming in. We need to move. Keegan, bring it.
Talk too much. Shoot things.
Boys did okay,
Nice
but
locker
you
room.
get the
Yeah,
hell out.
pretty sweet. Oh, whoa.
Down.
What did I do to you guys?
Logan, let him out with the
Jumping
rubber.
around.
There's
your
so
locker
many
room.
like 80s action movie puns just waiting to be
Use the remote
game
sniper.
time.
There's a disturbing lack of that in this game.
Take the one on the far side of the field.
You could say that shot was a home run.
You need to write Call of Duty games.
I would love to write a Call of Duty game. They know where to find me. Treyarch or Infinity Ward or
Yeah, who needs
Sledgehammer.
Stephen Gagan?
Call me up. We'd have a good time. I guarantee you would not forget my Call of Duty game. For better or for worse.
I would very much like to play your Call of Duty game.
We're good. Now get yourselves home. All right, leave it.
Yeah, helicopter time. Go, Riley, go. Whoa, what? What?
Looks like you won't be making the playoffs.
Can we just do like an entire stream of you writing dialogue for any...
As long as the levels are all, like, it's just all baseball jokes, baseball cliches.
Oh, God. Let me in. Riley, you pilot.
Kill two guys at once so I can be like, nice double play.
I already did earlier. You missed it, man. That was your golden opportunity. Oh,
Strike one.
I am not good at shooting things.
South of the wall. Do you copy?
Hey, Logan, can you hear me?
Dad?
We've got a full Federation division moving on Fort Sam.
Buy me some peanuts. And
Apple Jacks!
that's a cereal.
Sorry. Cracker Jacks.
You can buy me some Apple
Yeah.
Jacks too. That's
God,
good.
They should just
also.
replace Cracker Jacks with Apple Jacks at baseball games. You heard it here
I've
first.
seen soldiers recover their fallen.
This is how much I know about
Bet.
sports. I got you an achievement.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like these men.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah, struck down.
There was a reverence to how the ghosts treated
OT asks, how's the sound quality in Ghosts?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the sound
as always?
the sound design is always pretty exceptional in these games, especially like with the positioning of audio. When you have like a great surround sound setup or a great surround sound headset, you can really like. For me, it's to the point where I can't play these games competitively online without a really good headset on.
Oh, you gotta have it.
Yeah, because
You gotta
you can
have it.
hear people creeping up on you, and you know exactly what direction they're coming from.
Which is a problem with Xbox because they've got the new proprietary chat port.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, but the adapter is apparently coming in 2014.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to rock my surround sound headphones.
Yeah. Although there are some solutions at launch. I think Polk Audio has some this is actually their first set of gaming headsets. Usually they do like high-end consumer stuff for just music and audiophile whatnot. So this is kind of interesting for them. I should just steal it. Wasn't paying attention. Not sure where I'm supposed to be going.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right through the
Triage.
infirmary.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys.
Sorry, guys. Sorry you're wounded and everything.
Yeah. Just stepped on your IV bag. No big deal. You'll be all right.
Alex Young says, ask Ryan if he agrees with McCutcheon winning the National League MVP in baseball.
But yeah, it's hard to argue. I mean, my guy Paul Goldschmidt, love him. He was the
Yeah,
runner-up.
Goldschmidt for sure.
But
You don't know.
I don't even know who that is. But no, I can't. Goldschmidt was not robbed. McCutcheon was extremely deserving. Had a great season, took his team to the playoffs, played a great center field.
Viewers, we are nearing the end of our time together today. If you have any last-minute Call of Duty Ghost questions, tweet them at IGN.
And you already own this game, so we don't need to give it away. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We don't have a copy of it. But yeah, everyone watching this already.
Your position. Enemy artillery inbound.
Oh no. That's no good.
Ryan, are you getting your personal Xbox One on Friday?
We're playing it right now.
This is your personal? Gotcha.
Yeah, mine is still hasn't shipped yet. I'm a little concerned there.
My PS4 didn't ship until Thursday sometime.
Yeah.
Seconds. We need those drones now.
How would you think? Ammo. Oh god. There's some sort of remote case I was supposed to get. Where is it?
A-10s are on station and ready for tasking.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Rifle, hog.
Yeah.
Light him up.
Video games. Yeah, so the Federation, this is Santa Monica Beach.
A-10s are ready. Bring them
It's,
in.
no bueno.
Okay, which way is the pier? It's in here, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah, the pier's in here. You won't even see it right now. Oh. I got it. Oh, we missed that drop over there. Oh! Oh.
Targets in the trenches. Grab
There's the pier.
Yeah.
Some distance. Ferris wheel. Uh-oh.
Oh god, grenade.
Control's defensive teams are reporting massive casualties and need assistance.
This is actually one of my favorite new additions to this game is
Cooking?
the 9-ring. It actually just does these like series of bursts of like kind of concussion effects as well as like a bit of an explosive element. So you can kill enemies with it, but you also disorient like an entire group of people. But yeah, the
Great
cooking,
name, too.
yeah, the 9-bang.
Sounds like a really douchey cologne, doesn't it?
I wasn't sure you were going with that. It's just like, Ryan,
I wear 9.
kids are watching. Yeah, it's the cooking animation is kind of helpful too because you never like before if you kind of just sort of felt it out, and if you cook too long, you would blow up. So
You're making me hungry talking about cooking.
Is In-N-Out catering this live stream?
Oh my
we were
God, it
talking
should
about
be.
it earlier.
oh, it absolutely
We
should
need to
be.
hook that up. I'll bet there's somebody that works at In-N-Out that's watching this.
Yeah, we seriously need to get like an In-N-Out sponsorship. Oh, you're a bad guy. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right.
You are here.
Don't
Do
shoot
not shoot.
yourself. Oh, another achievement. Are you a big achievement hunter, Ryan?
You know, I was when the 360 first came out, and it was a total novelty, but I just, eventually, like, it's, no, is the short answer. Not anymore. I kind of was,
Yeah.
like, it's not a big pastime for me, but
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to my friend and former coworker, Corey Cohen, the biggest achievement hunter that I know. He would farm everything. Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh,
the
yeah,
1,000
that
points.
was the easy one.
There were some notorious.
I never got like a full 1,000 points, I think, on any game. It came pretty close.
Got a couple. Probably my most proud 1,000 points is Oblivion.
Oh,
This is
okay.
it just wasn't hard. I just had
Yeah.
to put in the time on
Yeah.
that one, which
That
I
was early on when there wasn't a lot else. to
exactly.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of high points. I didn't do a lot of completionist stuff on a lot of games, but I did play a lot of games for the purpose of achievements. I was a bit of an achievement hunter there for a while.
play. I know I got the full 200 on a bunch of arcade games.
Nice. Which is harder than it sounds, by the
Yeah.
way. It's not always 200. That's easy. No, actually, it's not.
Some of our viewers are asking why we didn't make it to Assassin's Creed 4. We wanted to, but it's because of the patch that's coming. So isn't that right?
Yeah, it's just not. It's not ready to
Yeah.
show yet. We'll have. I think we'll have review impressions up for that once I believe on Friday, on or before Friday at the latest.
Yeah. I think there's a similar situation with Battlefield 4. Why we couldn't
Yeah,
play that today.
correct.
We're just still waiting on patches. The games aren't ready yet.
Yeah. I mean, you want it to be reflective of the day one experience. right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this does bring us to the end of our Xbox One pre-launch party today. Thank you, everyone who joined
fun.
us today. Thank you, all the IGN editors that came on and played with us. Scott, we're glad you could play some more
course.
Call of Duty Ghosts with us
Yeah.
today. The Xbox One is out in 32 hours.
You got the countdown going?
From now, maybe 33 hours. We will have lots more next-gen coverage coming up on IGN. Right now, we're going to replay the Rise and Forza demos that we had earlier in the day. So if
Yeah,
you
I
missed them-
had some folks tweet me like,
Yeah.
"Hey, when are you playing Rise?" I'm like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
you missed it," but
we'll replay them right now. Everybody have a really great night. Stay tuned for lots more Xbox One stuff here on IGN.
have fun at launch.